Good evening. Good evening. Hey, today's video is 6 things narcissists do when you go no contact. Don't be caught off guard. We'll get to this one. We're gonna get right into this one because we don't want to waste any time on this. A lot of us have gone no contact in recent months and years, and we get caught off guard. Kind of what happens and things that the narcissists do. So we're gonna break this down. Bring in some Bible verses and things like that. Before we get started, hey, hit that like button, man. Go ahead, hit the like button. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel. If this is your first time, subscribe to the channel, and also share this video. If you think it'll help someone. And then, you can check out some of the other videos. We'll link some other videos dealing with narcissists to this video as well. So one of the first things that they do, they play the victim. Now, isn't that crazy? Because the whole time they was with you, they treated you, they beat you and did different things to you. So you actually were the victim. But now that you've broken up or divorced or moved on, now they want to play the victim to get sympathy from, their peers and friends and family. And then that's the same people we already know. I don't have to break down the flying monkeys are the enablers, but we know how these people go. They just do whatever the narcissist say. So the narcissist go over there and say, man, she treated me bad, all these years. And then the mom and the cousins and the sisters and aunts and all these things, they come over there running to go take the narcissist's defense. And then it goes the same thing for the woman. She goes, she's a narcissist. She does the same thing. Then you got, her brothers and different men from the family want to go beat this guy up. In all actuality, she's a covert narcissist and been doing evil things to this man, cheating on him. And like my story, getting married to, a whole nother man in Honduras. We're not gonna get into that, but I'm just saying, but you got things like that happen, but they will play the victim and then they'll leave you picking up the pieces because these people, these flying monkeys and enablers will come and try to destroy your life. And, some of them try to get you fired from your job and things of that nature. So you have to know that this is a tactic that the narcissist is going to do. They're going to try to play the victim. So knowing this already, you already know it's like having the answers to a quiz in high school or college. You already got the answer. You should be able to pass. So I'm giving you play by play. That's kind of what they're going to do. It's no particular order, but just know that they're going to play the victim. So that way, when it happens, it shouldn't catch you off guard that, I already knew that was going to do that. So if you're smart about things, what you should do is probably tell your family and friends, like, look here, such and such, we just broke up. I got a feeling he's going to try to play the victim and, just lay it all on the line. That way, when he goes to them, and we're going to touch bases on that too. When he goes to them and try to, do different things, or when she goes to people and try to get them on their side, they already know, okay, this is a game. They're playing victim, but I already know the truth. And, some of them, go listen to him and, take them for what it's worth, but in all actuality, they know that the person is lying to them. Isn't it good to know that you got friends, when you have real friends and real family, our real brothers in Christ and brothers and sisters in Christ, that's going to really support us, I'm talking about really 100. So yeah, people like that, friends and family on your side, when that narcissist goes to them and try to play the victim, they're already hip on game. They know what's going on, but that's what his teaching comes in at. So a lot of times we learn, but we don't share these teachings with other people. So therefore we can't get mad at other people for not knowing the game. So teach the game to the other people. It's like playing basketball or football. If you want everybody to get players, you got to show them certain positions so they can all, participate and be able to win the game. So let's get into the next phase, something else that they, the narcissists like to do. So we say it was 6. This is the first one, play the victim. Second one, new supply. Again, in no particular order, but at some point, at some time, yes, they're going to start dating someone. They might get married to someone. Or let's be real, we adults here, they might just end up having sex with somebody just cause, or just be in public with somebody, kissing on people just so they can make you jealous. You have to realize this is another game that they're going to play. So that new supply, a lot of times we want to bash the new supply, but you have to realize that when they playing the victim, they also playing the victim to the new supply. Think about that for a second. So the new supply comes in sometime not knowing really what's going on with you as being the ex. And they just hearing everything that the narcissist has to say, all the victim, all the blame game and everything that's, they just the perfect angel, never did anything wrong. But yes, they got this person that they falling in love with or getting them to fall in love because, it's a trick. They don't necessarily fall in love with anyone, but they getting people to fall in love with them and they playing the victim. They telling the new supply all these different things that you did to them and, how you tried to raise their kids and you tried to do this, you tried to do that. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that sometimes, I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes the new supply is blindly being led by the blind, meaning they're being led by a person. You know this person. You know this person better than you know yourself sometimes, because you know all the evil things they've done to you. And this person is now getting a taste of that as well. Now, on the flip side, that new supply, sometimes we know that's the person that they cheated on us with. So that new supply, you like, hey, you can care less about them. So that's your problem. Trust me, I know I've been there. But at the same time, you know, that new supply, that new person, you know, you want to call for, y'all don't understand that, but that new person, you know, I still think at some point you should probably pray for them. I ain't say go out there, be stupid and go invite them to the Christmas dinner and all this. That's not what I'm saying. And I don't celebrate Christmas, but I'm just saying, yeah, I'm not inviting them to the Sunday dinner and all this, that, and the third. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying, have a little, maybe a little compassion. It's a little bit, you know, not much, a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, if they cheat on you, ain't knew you from, you know, from the start, and they just tried to steal that person from you, let them take that stealing, and they can have that what they stole and keep it. That's one of the do not return the sender. I don't want it back. You can keep that sucker. Yes, I said sucker. You can keep them. I don't want them. You know, you don't want them. So hey, you can keep them. So I think when you realize that the new supply, you know, and you got to figure out, you know, these things, you know, they just totally being lied to. They being led by the blind, and they really don't know what's going on, or they know what's going on. And they really don't care, and they just don't like you for whatever reason. You know, it can be either way. And some of us have been through that, where, you know, you see the new supply, and they just hate the ground you walk on. They think you suck. But you have to realize some of the stuff is just because that's their new person, and they know you the ex. And you might be prettier than them, you might be more handsome than them. It's a lot of leading factors to that. But the main thing is, the common denominator is the narcissist. The narcissist is the puppet master, and they sitting there controlling that new supply. And they're trying to control you as well, because every time that new supply gets into it with you, guess who's sitting back laughing? And you ever notice on some of these things you ever see, the narcissist, they stand back and let you get in the fight. They never try to break it up. Think about that for a second. Now, they really didn't want their new supply not fighting their ex, and you could be, you know, the mom, or, you know, whatever, the baby mama or baby dad, however you want to call it, but they really didn't want that to happen. They would prevent y'all from seeing each other as much as they can. They wouldn't be telling all the deepest, darkest secrets and things that happen, and making up stories of things that happen to get this person on their side. Why not just be honestly, beautifully yourself, and therefore you wouldn't have to lie? Just saying, think about that for a second. So the next time you see that new supply and they start hooping and hollering about things, in the Bible, they say, hey, they slap you on one cheek, let them slap you on the other. I say, hey, well, how about they don't slap you on no cheek? Just go ahead and just leave the scene. You don't have to sit there and argue with them. You don't have to wait till the cops are called. You don't have to fight them, pull out a gun on them, and this, that, and the third. Go ahead and just get in your car and drive off. Because at the end of the day, sometimes that's what you have to do. You know what I'm saying? And then you might have to, you know, file police reports and things of that nature. That's, you know, that's neither here nor there. If you have to do that, you got to do what you got to do. But just realize the new supply, they might not know what's going on. And then if you know they know what's going on, they just acting that way. And you got to do what you got to do accordingly. You know, let's get into our first Bible verse. Excuse me. 2 Timothy 2:15. Do your best to present yourself to God as one approved, a worker who has no need to be ashamed, rightly handling the word of truth. So don't get it twisted when this person, and I'm talking about person, the narcissist, male or female, doing all these evil things, playing the victim, got the new supply, they doing all these things. You just do what you called to do. You worship God, you serve the Lord, and you got to do that accordingly. Rightly handling the word of truth. You know what's in the Bible, you know what's said, you know weapons going to be formed against you, but they never said the weapons are going to prosper. So you have to realize this is another weapon. A new supply is another weapon. The narcissist playing the victim is a weapon that they're using to get sympathy from other people, like I just said. So realize that just because this person, this person is doing all this, you can't live your life looking behind your back. It's like I said this before. You can't drive a car looking in a rearview mirror. I promise you're going to run into a telephone pole, hit another car, hit a pedestrian. That's not how that works. It's the same thing with life. You can't just keep trying to go forward, but the whole time you're looking in reverse. Leave the narcissist back there a block behind you. You keep driving until you get miles and miles away. That's where no contact and things like that come into play. A lot of y'all take no contact, for granted. Some take, gray rock for granted. These are all tools that you can use to your benefit. So use them. And I put a short up a while back about, no contact and what no contact really means. And it's a short, in a minute you can say a lot of things. But to me, if you go on no contact, it's no contact on social media. I'm blocking you on my cell phone. You can't come to my house. If I got to go get a restraining order, you see what I'm saying? That's all no contact. You can't come within 100 feet of me. That's no contact. That's all weapons that I need to use to be able to protect myself and my sanity. All right, let's keep moving forward. And I had to cover this, and we didn't cover this before. Obviously, we've covered this before, but the smear campaign, they definitely going to do the smear campaign. You might well get ready for it. Again, I'm giving you the supply to everything that you need. You know what I'm saying? The answers to the test. Play the victim. We're gonna go over these at the end. New supply. Smear campaign. They gonna come with the smear campaign. They got to smear your name because they can't have you out there telling truths. They gotta get to you first, because when they get to you first and start all these smear campaigns and try to destroy your character, when you go and try to tell your truth, because a lot of us empaths want to be the bigger person. You want to wait. The truth will come out. And it does come out sometime. But shouldn't you be telling your truth just like this person telling lies? You should be doing it at the same time. Or maybe you beat them to the punch and start telling your truth, start sharing your story. And I'm not saying on YouTube, I'm saying telling people like your friends and family, like I just said before. When they play the victim, you go to your friends and family before. As soon as you break up, or y'all about to break up, you start telling them, hey, look, oh, buddy, he did this, that, and the third. I got police reports where he beat me, or she been cheating on me. Like I got pictures and things of the wedding and things like that, or whatever the case is. When you prove your point, it's without a shadow of doubt that when that person comes, that narcissist comes and try to lie to your friends and to your family, they won't believe nothing that person say, because they have all this proof sitting in front of them. They have the book basically that you gave them. They can read word for word, but and some of them are going to take up for it. Like I said, again, some of them are going to want to hear what some people, well, there's always two sides to a story. That's true. There's always the lies, the truth, and somewhere in the middle, they got something that's really going to be, I'm just saying. So that smear campaign, just get ready for it. You might get it, you might not. If you don't get it, hey, thank God that you didn't have to go through that. But if you do get the smear campaign, again, if you stay off social media, you don't answer, private phone numbers or, block phone numbers. Don't answer none of them calls. Let it go straight to voicemail. They delete it, or you can save it. If they threatening phone calls, obviously you want to go ahead and keep track of these things, get the police reports and let them know that people are threatening you. That way they can track these numbers down. So don't be a fool about this and let people just do things to you and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, just realize that the smear campaign is going to be another thing that they're going to have that's going to come out, and you're going to be sitting there like, man, I didn't expect this. But I'm telling you, expect slander, expect name calling, see what I'm saying? Expect a lot of these things. They might even come, some of them are bold, and they will come to your house and slash your tires, paint your car, bring it to your car, throw a brick through your car. That's the real bold ones, and I'm talking about not the narcissist necessarily. He might have his flying monkeys come over there doing those things to you. TP your house, throw toilet tissue all over the house and things like that. So just be prepared. That's when you put your cameras out. I can't tell you everything to do. I only can tell you what I would do, but in my thing, that's when you got the cameras out. And I ain't talking about dummy cameras. Some people like to put dummy cameras out thinking that's going to deter criminals. Well, it was a dummy camera and it doesn't work and they break in. Who's the dummy? Just saying. I ain't calling y'all dumb, but I'm just saying. Get you some real cameras. You know what I'm saying? You can buy some of these things at some of these different supply stores, get them off Amazon and things like that. Get some real cameras, put them out to protect yourself. You might have to go, get some other things. I'm not going to really talk about that, but get other things and put them in place as well. So protect yourself, protect your family, and realize that this smear campaign, it can start off small, but it can escalate and be a big, big ordeal in your life. And that's something that you're going to have to deal with. You're going to have to take this probably head on and deal with it. And my thing is, why not get in front of it instead of being behind the 8-ball? Why not get in front of it and go ahead and deal with it? I'm telling you already, you're going to have a smear campaign. You already know you break over this person. If they narcissistic in nature and they crazy like you think they are and they are, well, the smear campaign is going to come and it's coming. So it's like bracing yourself that it might get really, really bad. So just brace yourself. Let's go into the next thing. Manipulation. They definitely, that's part of the plan, the victim. They not only go try to manipulate you, because you know they already divorced you, or they left you, they left the house and went with their new supply, and maybe that didn't work out. So now they're trying to come back with a dog, like a dog with a tail tucked between their legs, trying to come back to you and say, hey, you know what? I messed up. You know, give me another chance. I'm not saying I can't tell you what to do, you know, with these people. I'm only gonna tell you what I would do. And from here on out, I can only tell you that's what I usually do anyway, tell you what I can do, what I would do. So I think at that time, once you realize what you're dealing with and you know it's a narcissist, the manipulation, man, please. That's what I say. I replace manipulation with man, please. Woman, please. Get out of here. I don't have time for these little silly games, these little childish games that you want to play in my life. I'm a whole adult. I'm 42 years old. I don't have time for those games. So you have to keep it moving and make sure that everything that you're doing, when they try to manipulate you and send any little friends over there, sometimes they try to use the children to manipulate you. They do so many different tactics. They use your own children, because when your own children can't smell what's going on, or can't figure out what's going on because maybe they young, or maybe they older and just don't understand narcissists. That's cool. Actually, it's not cool, but it's gonna be cool in this case. That's cool. Remember, I made a video about staying for the kids. Well, on the flip side of that, this one of them decisions you got to make. Okay, my kids not respecting me. They're not respecting my boundaries. They're not respecting anything about the relationship that I used to have. So they think it's a game. Well, maybe you have to go no contact with them for a while. Just saying, you might have to. I'm praying that you don't have to, but sometimes you have to make that choice, and you might have to go no contact with them. Think about it. I mean, just think about that for a second. So all the manipulation, all them tactics they're using, just be in the front of it. I know these things. Look here, if I know these things about to come already, I'm going to get in front of it, knowing that they coming with manipulation, they coming with this, they coming with that. Just realize that. All right, let's get into the next Bible verse. 1 Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit expressly says that in later times some will depart from the faith by devoting themselves to deceitful spirits and teachings of demons. What we just talked about, smear campaign. We just talked about manipulation. So to me, this Bible verse is saying, hey, they got people that's going to do some evil, deceitful things. They go teachers of demons is narcissists in nature, because we call them demon. They represent the devil, and they represent the devil in flesh. So if they represent the devil in flesh, they doing deceitful things. They turning themselves and devoting their time to come smear my name, try to manipulate me. See where I'm going with this? So we're living in the last days. That's all I'm saying. So they got things that's going on, and it's been going on. But when you start looking at things with your spiritual eyes, you start looking at things a lot differently than what you looked at them before. Because when you just look at a person, you just see that person. Oh, they cool, they nice, they funny. No, you dig deeper and start figuring out what's going on. It's a common denominator in all these things. So again, when these people start doing these things, learning teachers of demons, and my wife just did a great video about that, about witchcraft and all that stuff. Look here, you got to make a decision again on what's real and what's fake. What are you going to stand for? Are you going to stand for anything, or are you just going to let the people run over you? You got to stand up for something, or you going to fall for everything. Think about that. So let's keep moving. I know we all done seen some crazy or cryptic messages on your cell phone. Usually it's on your cell phone and email. You send these messages. You have no idea what this person says. It's like word salad. You read the whole thing. Like, what are you trying? You don't know if they asking you to go out or trying to ask you to go kill yourself. You don't know what they saying. But again, I'm giving you it's not funny, but I'm telling you that they do these crazy or cryptic messages, and they might send the messages through other people. That's something else they do. So they'll send a person over there, a flying monkey or an enabler. They're going to tell you something crazy out of whack, and this person's saying the stuff, and you looking at them like, what are you actually trying to say? What are you talking about? Again, just be prepared. There's 6 things the narcissists do when you go no contact. They go send messages. That's why I say block them. And every time you get a message from an unknown number, block that too. When a person comes over to your house unwantedly, meaning they come over to your house, you didn't invite them over. They're not over there for a family reunion or a birthday party. You didn't invite them for Sunday dinner. No, you see where I'm going. You didn't invite them over. They just show up unexpected. I ain't got to answer the door. If you got a Ring doorbell or something like that, I can talk to you through that doorbell and be like, hey, you need to get off my property before I call the cops. But a lot of us want to know what they want to say. You want closure. You want to see what's going on. I don't need to see. I see what's going on. I can hear what's going on. This person coming to my house, I know is coming here with evil intent. So why I need to hear what they have to say? I have nothing to say to you. Nothing at all. I promise I have nothing to say to you. We have nothing in common. Matter of fact, I don't even know who you are. Why are you at my house? Oh, such and such send me over here. We have nothing to talk about. Now, if you're the Amazon delivery driver, and go ahead and give me my give me my order, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, drop that at the door. Take a picture and go ahead and keep moving. But if you here for craziness, that's not what I'm about. That's not what I'm about to do. That's not what we about to do. So you got to nip that in the bud and go ahead and tell this person, be upfront with them. You know, you need to tell them. Now, if you got to open the door, do what you got to do, but you let them know, hey, they need to get off your property. I don't have time for all these silly games. But the more you open the door and talk to this person back and forth, and they keep coming to your house and keep doing the same thing, and you don't stand up for yourself and stop it, they're going to continue doing the same things. They're going to continue sending the crazy people to your house, continue messaging you on email or text message or on Facebook. But if you block all that, you ain't got to worry about them crazy or cryptic messages. Now, they go create other accounts. We know that. But you can block them too. Your block game got to be very, 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 very strong. All right, let's move into the last of our 6, but not the least. And like I said, in no particular order, intimidation. They definitely gonna try to intimidate you. They want to scare you. They want to put fear in you and make you scared of them. And when you're showing up in court, if you're fighting over child custody or fighting over the house or the cars or whatever, they want you to be scared. It's true with what I say. It's true what other people say when you say let go and let God. So when I'm saying let go, how about you just let go of that stuff? If you don't need it, why are you fighting over something that you really don't need? If you have the means and money, now I'm saying if you have the means and money and things to be able to go buy a house again, let them have the house. You can have it. Or, try to sell it. That way you can get your little piece of the pie and take that money and do what you need to do. But, the intimidation factors or tactics, I should say, that they try. It's just something else the narcissists want to do. They want to scare you. They want to make sure that whenever they see you in any place that you're scared and you basically like running away from them. It's a scare tactic and they want to scare you. We ain't got the spirit of fear in us. Stop being scared of these people. Go ahead again. I'm gonna say this again. Go ahead, file your restraining order. Go ahead, tell the cops every time they do something. Your orders of protection and all these things you need to file, and these things, they got people that can help you with that, help you with doing these things. Do what you need to do to protect you and your family. Intimidation, not over here. You come over here and knock on this door you want to. Yeah, all I'm gonna say is I'm ex-military. That's all I'm gonna say. So read between the lines on that. So you come over here with all that craziness if you want to at this doorstep, we're gonna have well, not we. You're gonna have a problem. So, and you should think the same thing. Like you're gonna have a problem. I'm not saying you gotta go out there and kill it. That's not what I'm saying, but it should be a problem to where you're gonna solve it, and you can solve it a lot of different ways. But calling the police and stuff like that should be one of the ways that you solve that problem. To get this person, and every time they come, don't do it sometime and not the other. Don't do it, let them go 4 or 5 times coming to your house and trying to intimidate you. And then you finally, no, go ahead. The first time, you already know you don't want nothing with this person, no relationship with this person. They have no business at your house. You go ahead and call the cops the first time. You call the cops the second time, the third time, the fourth time. You see what I'm saying? You make what you're doing. You making a paper trail. Every time they come to your house, trying to intimidate you. Every time they show up at your job, trying to intimidate you. Every time they show up to your kid's school or your children's school, trying to intimidate you. Every time they show up anywhere trying to intimidate you, the cops are going to be called. Because what I'm not going to do is allow you to interrupt my life and try to destroy my character and do things like that. So we have to realize that it's bigger than us. It's not about the narcissist. It's about us protecting our insanity and protecting our children as well, and other family members we might have in the house. So again, that was 6 things, 6 things narcissists do when you go no contact. Don't be caught off guard. Again, they play the victim. Like I said, new supply comes into play. You never know what that person, what their mental is. You don't. You know, smear campaign, that's a common tactic. They go do that. They do that at work. They do it, you know, if you're getting a divorce or you're breaking up with them, just boyfriend, girlfriend, things like that. Yeah, you might get some smear campaign. And it depends on what you allow to happen, how much smear campaign you get. Manipulation, they've been manipulating you from the start. You just didn't know it. You didn't recognize the red flags. I got a video about that, about red flags. I'm gonna try to link that to this. Well, I'm gonna link that to this video. That way you can go check that out. Very good video about red flags and things like that. The other thing, crazy or cryptic messages. Be ready for the crazy or the cryptic messages. And then intimidation. So realize that they go at all costs. I promise you, they go try to intimidate you. Because they got you scared, and if they have you scared and doing what they want you to do, they winning. That's a win for them. Remember, I still got these balloons up because, you know, the Friday live I had about the celebration. We had to celebrate all our small wins. So go and get a restraining order. That's a win. Calling the cops on them, you might not think it's a win, but in the long run, that is a win because you started a process of calling the cops on them that first time. You didn't let it go 3, 4, 5, 6 times. You started from day one. Every time they come up and they acting crazy, call the cops, call the police, get them involved, get a lawyer, get it involved. File for your divorce, you know, move if you need to, move out of the state if you need to, protect yourself. Don't let them intimidation factors talking about, you know how they say stuff, the stupid stuff they say, oh, you'll be nothing without me. I was nothing with you. What are you talking about? You'll never find nobody like me. I said this before. I don't ever want to find anybody like you ever again in my life because you're evil, you're demonic, and you never loved me anyway. So just realize that intimidation and all those things, they've been doing that. Intimidation, and to me, intimidation and manipulation, they've been doing that from day one when they first met you. When they say you was the apple in their eye, yeah, you was the apple in their eye, they probably was looking at something else and seeing dollar signs, depending on who you are. Or they saying a new supply. That's what they saying. It wasn't an apple. Just saying. Let's read our final Bible verse. Romans 12:2. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. So don't be conformed to this world. Don't play by the narcissist rule. Don't play by the evil man rules. Don't play by the devil's rules. You play by God rules. God rules. Most of them in the Bible. My King James version, but most of them in the Bible. We got rules we can find in other places too. But what I'm saying is, don't play, a lot of the stuff that's going on with all these things. And my wife just did a good teaching. You got to go check that out at Narc Free Living on YouTube. Yeah, she did a good teaching Sunday about a lot of this stuff. But just realize you can't play by man's rules. You playing by man's rules, you losing already. Remember, we want wins. We want W's. We don't like L's. We don't like L. We don't like taking losses. So getting involved with a narcissist, that's a huge loss. But we can turn that into a win by getting out of that, going back to God, getting our mind right, getting our life right, just getting right, So just realize that. Don't let the narcissist keep fooling you and tricking you into doing their bidding. Because at the end of the day, you know what they say? Well, why you gotta, do these things, Why you want to file that motion on me? Why you gotta put a restraining order? Because you crazy, fool. That's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because you cray. You cray. That's why I'm doing it. So yes, I will file this motion. Yes, I will put you in contempt of court. Yes, I will do the child custody. Yes, I will call the cops every time you come because the restraining order say 100 feet. I don't know if you can count, but being on my doorstep is not 100 feet. So again, hey, this is the video for this week, man. 6 things narcissists do when you go no contact. And when you think about it, they at least do 3 or 4 of them. When you think about it, they probably do 6 of them. Hey, in the comments, man, if you had any of these things done to you, they played the victim, new supply, they did a smear campaign, manipulation, crazy or cryptic messages you got, intimidation, man, talk about that in the comments, and we're gonna talk back and forth. I'm gonna share some of the things that happened to me as well, dealing with these 6 things, and we'll just start a whole conversation in the comment. After the video is aired, we'll do something in the comment area. Again, man, thank y'all for coming out, checking out this video. Man, I appreciate, spending time with y'all. Again, 6 things narcissists do when you go no contact. And this is just 6. It can be more than that, but it's 6 that I picked out. So, hey, don't be caught off guard. Be on guard. Don't be caught off guard. Be on guard. All right, man. That's the video for today. I'll see y'all next time on Faith-Based Workplace YouTube channel. Y'all be blessed.